Cancer touches all our lives in one way or the other, and the race for hopeful treatments is ongoing. Today, Dr. Hussein Borghaei shares some exciting news about a targeted therapy aimed at non-small cell lung cancer known as KRAS. And Terry Conneran is here, and she is a KRAS patient and the founder of KRAS Kicker Support Group. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, Dr. Borghaei, I'm going to start with you because I'd like to know what targeted therapy means. What is that?
Targeted therapy, to define it, let's actually go over a couple of terms. So if you think of every cancer cell as being kind of unique, or every tumor being unique, like a snowflake, we use something called biomarker testing to allow us to identify what kind of cancer cells are within that particular tumor. So when a patient is first diagnosed, in this case, let's say lung cancer, it's very important for us to do the biomarker testing, because the biomarker testing determines the type of cancer cells in that tumor. And for some of these biomarkers, we have very specific drugs, and we call those targeted therapy because, again, they're targeted to the biomarker. The significance of this is that if you have a biomarker identified in the cancer, your treatment could be a simple pill chemotherapy as opposed to the more extensive IV chemotherapy and radiation. So that's what targeted therapy is.
Well, I know you're excited about this. And Terry, we'd be interested in hearing your story because you have this type of cancer.
I do indeed. Yeah, I found out that I had lung cancer when I went to the doctor thinking that I had like a cold. It was actually pneumonia, and that pneumonia saved my life. That fluid highlighted the tumor in my lungs. And within a month or so, I was diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer that was driven by the KRAS biomarker. That KRAS biomarker is the most common in lung cancer, and we didn't have anything like this right then. So I had to go through chemo, radiation. I've had half my lung cut out, and this has been over the last 4 years. So if I was treated today, the treatment might actually be different because of the research we've been doing. So as we found out that it's KRAS, we came together as a community online just totally to connect, share, and kick cancer's KRAS together. So we're called the KRAS Kickers, and we're looking for hope, connection, and research for tomorrow through places like lcfamerica.org, so that we've got opportunities to see grandkids being born, to watch our kids get married.
That is wonderful to hear, and I know many people in our audience are going to want to join in and to have that support from your group. And Doctor, I come back to you to ask where we are with this targeted therapy. Has it been approved, and what are your ideas about when it's approved, how it will be used?
So great, thanks for the question. I think it's important to realize that it's taken us about 40 years to get to a place where we actually have the potential of having a targeted therapy for KRAS non-small cell lung cancer. Many of the studies have completed accrual. There are still some ongoing, but there is data within the FDA waiting for FDA review, and we're hoping that in a few months the drug will be approved. And again, if it is approved, it will be the first time in nearly 40 years that we have a specific targeted